Did you ever for one moment think you wouldn't go back?
Once things came clear in my mind, I knew I'd be back.
And sometimes it's good to surprise people.
Bethany Hamilton!
Most people would see this as such a horrible thing, but I see all the beauty and good that God has brought out of it, and it's just incredible how He can turn things that we don't understand into good.
Please get on your feet and give a warm Louisiana welcome to the lady, Miss Bethany Hamilton! Come on, give her up! Keep it up, Louisiana, come on, keep it up! Yeah, there she is right there, that's what I'm talking about, Bethany! Welcome, Bethany, good to see you. Give it up, man, that's it right here, Louisiana, right? All right, man, you have a seat, you have a seat. You know, it would be cool, man, if we had just not only Bethany Hamilton, but, man, if we could just have her husband. Wouldn't it be cool if Adam was here?
He went bass fishing this morning instead.
He's out on the Red River bass fishing. I have a feeling he's not. Do y'all want to see this wonderful man, Mr. Adam, out here as well? Hey, Adam, come on out here, big boy. I have a feeling you're back there hiding somewhere. Come on, y'all give him a little Louisiana love. Yeah, there he is, man. What's up, bro? Glad you're here, man. Thanks for coming, man. You're the man, you're the man. This is it, man. We have finally got you here, man. We're so excited, man. Thanks for coming. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Glad to be here.
All right, so let me just start off by saying this. You flew in and you've got a little landscape, Louisiana landscape. How'd you like Louisiana so far? You all right with that?
We've been here before, but a different part.
Yeah.
But it's really green and pretty, and we were in like a desert land before here, so it's like refreshing. Like,
yeah. Did you like it, Adam? I saw you. She said something about bass fishing. You want to go bass fishing today?
Shoot, I heard it's really good around here, and I'd be down to go. And like, yeah, we've met a bunch of people, and everyone here is super nice. So.
Well, listen, we're glad y'all are here, and let me tell you something. Louisiana is called the sportsman's paradise, man, because there's a lot of stuff going on, but it's not near as beautiful as your homeland. I'm gonna make you a little envious today. We're gonna roll a little video footage for you, because this is, again, now you're both from there now, but tell us a little bit about this. Born and raised there, Bethany, in the wonderful state of Hawaii?
Born and raised in Kauai, and learned to surf here, and yeah, small town island lifestyle, and just, yeah, I loved it.
We're just jealous. The only reason we're putting this up here is to make us just envious and jealous of this. Now, what about you, Adam? You born and raised here as well? I know you're both there now, but I mean, give us a little bit about your bringing up.
I'm in a little different place. Where I grew up is actually Kansas, so I'm used to golden waves of wheat and nice flat.
I understand. So you're a Kansas boy. That's awesome. Now tell me a little bit about that then. Well, how did y'all meet then? I mean, what was up with that?
Yeah, I moved out to Kauai like about 4 years ago to start a youth ministry called Young Life. So I moved out there, and I was going to stay about a year, and then my friend was like, "Hey, we need to get you to stay on island. Let's find you a wife."
Yeah, I understand that.
And they knew Bethany, so they kind of put us on a blind date, I guess. They gave me her number, and I called her out of the blue, and me being from Kansas, I didn't know who she was, actually.
Now, whoa, wait a second. I know Kansas is in the middle of nowhere, but you didn't know who she was? This is Bethany Hamilton. Y'all know who Bethany is in the state of Louisiana? See, Adam, come on, bro.
I feel bad, but it was cool, though. I got to know her for who she was, actually, like, inside, and of course, I got to know about who she was, her fame and whatnot, so...
Well, it's really pretty cool. Now, be honest, Bethany. First impression, when you saw him, you're like, ooh, son, Lord has provided. Or what were you thinking? You know what I'm saying?
No, I definitely noticed he was very strong and tall and handsome.
Dude, I looked at the videos online and everything. That dude is cut. He's not just strong. Dude, you're talking about a specimen of a man. Adam, you are a specimen of a man. If I do say so myself, all right?
Yeah, I think you are too, Justin.
Yeah,
you are.
right, yeah. Well, But anyway, so yeah, you saw him. What was it like? I mean, were you thinking like, man, this is pretty cool?
No, I mean, yeah, I hadn't dated much before Adam, so when I met him, I was just excited to kind of get to know him as a friend and probably like nervous inside. But our first day we hung out, we were down at the beach, and had my girlfriend with me and a few other friends hanging out, and there's this 40-foot cliff nearby, and Adam's like, hey, you want to jump that? Have you ever, because neither of us had jumped it. So the friends chickened out, and we went and like jumped off this 40-foot cliff to our death. No, into the ocean.
Right.
And so it was like love at first jump, and went from there.
Oh, see, she's giving me the good info, bro. Love at first jump. That's what I'm talking about. This is what's pretty cool to me, though, is because, again, you're pretty newly married. Matter of fact, I'm going to throw out a date here, see if it means anything to you. August 18th, 2013.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, you
I
better
better
know.
remember that date.
What is
Almost
that
2
date?
years now.
2 years for what? That was your wedding day? That's your anniversary, right?
Yeah, that's when we got married, August 18. Very special day.
Obviously, right? Well, here's what's cool for you, man. Today, we pulled a little video footage because we have some from that day, and it's pretty special, man. So I want you to watch this together, and then we'll talk about it a little bit. Y'all check this out.
I just knew that you were someone really special by that smile she had on her face, and to see, that it was worth the wait for her, and that God has granted her every desire her heart had in you. And so we are so stoked that you're part of the family. Yeah, I'm stoked for both of you guys.
I, Bethany Hamilton,
Take you, Adam Dirks,
take you, Adam Dirks,
to be my husband,
to be my husband,
to have and to hold,
to have and to hold,
from this day forward,
From this day forward,
for better or for worse,
for better or for worse,
for richer or for poorer,
for richer or for poorer,
in sickness and in health,
in sickness and in health,
to love and respect,
to love and respect,
till death do us part.
till death do us part.
Yeah, son. Get it on, boy. That's what I'm talking about.
That's how it's done.
That's how Kansas rolls, son. I know, I got it. This is pretty special, though, because you guys, again, that video is amazing. It's like a TV show, man. Who did that for you? How did that come about? Did somebody just video the whole thing, or what?
Yeah, you get your wedding filmed.
Yeah, we hired somebody. you
Yeah,
know.
but I mean, that is really, really good.
Thank
It
you.
looks like a TV show, man. I'm
Yeah.
serious. What was most special about that day? If you could go back to anything that was really cool, and then I got to ask you who that was that, was talking there at the beginning, talking about how special you were.
Yeah, I think the whole day is like the best day of my life thus far. I mean, every day since has been really awesome too. But I loved doing our first dance, and just the whole ceremony was awesome. So.
It was just beautiful, man. Beautiful setting, too. That's in Hawaii, obviously, man. Just a really, really cool. So what was your favorite part? If you had to go back one, don't say the kiss at the end. Everybody here, we know that, all right? We saw it, bro. What's up?
Oh man, the best part, I think, just having our family and our friends surrounding us, and knowing that God was in the center of everything, coming together as one and being married. It was so special. I don't know if you noticed, everybody at our whole wedding party and us, we were barefoot, which is kind of different than around here probably. So
That's awesome, though.
oh, it was pretty fun.
That's cool. Now, tell us, who was that was speaking at the front of that video that was kind of talking about how special you guys were?
Yeah, so I had 13 bridesmaids. I couldn't decide. I couldn't narrow it down. But the one was my bridesmaid, Sarah Hill, who is like my youth leader and really good friend, and someone who's just been very encouraging in my life since. And yeah.
It was amazing because, again, I think not only did you guys, looking at your eyes, because I'm like, I did a wedding last night, but I get the best seat, man, because you're right there watching the couple. But like what was cool about the video to me is just seeing that genuine connection, man, that excitement of the moment, and you could feel it in the crowd, man, they were all pumped for you as well.
Yeah.
That was special, man, really, really cool. Now, let me just get right into the other announcement, because not only now are you getting ready to celebrate your second anniversary, you also have something very, very special that has happened now. You are pregnant. Yeah, what's up? Give it up for him, right? All right, so just for fun, if you don't follow them, this is a great little way that they announce this. You got to check this out because this is pretty fun. Watch this right here.
Oh, we have a little surprise for you. Baby on board.
She's pregnant. Yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. All right, Bethany, so let me ask you, man, what are you doing right now to prepare? Is there anything special going on? I mean, I know it's a big, big moment, so what's happening?
Yeah, I mean, the last 7 months have been a whirlwind, and that's how far along the baby is. And so it's been like a big adjustment just thinking on being parents and looking up all the baby gear. It's like a whole nother world how much baby gear there is.
There's so much stuff. We're like
Yes.
overwhelmed. Like
Having diaper
man.
nightmares. No, not
You'll
quite,
get through
but-
it, man. You'll get through it. Is there anything, though, that you have done specifically out to prepare? Are you kind of nervous about it, or what's going on with that for you?
well, it was kind of an unplanned event.
Right.
So like find out we had a kid. I'm like, whoa, this is nuts.
Right.
So, I mean, most of all, we just got kind of excited. We started praying about it. We started going to baby birthing classes and whatnot. So I'm just becoming knowledgeable about it so I can support Bethany through it all.
He's
and
my birthing coach.
Yeah, bro, that's it.
crazy.
Only thing I remember
we
was-
watched the video of one and we were like, whoa, that's heavy. This is some crazy stuff going on.
Yeah, you're kind of like,
go on
don't do
YouTube.
that. Yeah, don't do it. Only thing I remember was like, shh, 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 shh. We had to do some breathing exercise. And it's been a while since I've had my kid, but there were some kind of little things you had to do. And I was freaked out. So I'm proud of you, bro. You're really calm. Y'all seem to be getting it together. Now, is this a boy or a girl? Do we know yet?
Yeah, we're having a boy.
A boy. Awesome, man.
excited.
Come on. That's a little surfer boy. All right, well, because of all the big events in your life, we want to do something special for you, and we just figured since you're a guest of Louisiana, it's only customary to give you a little gift. So we have a little gift basket prepared for you. Give them a little round of applause for this. This is from the
All
Do Good
right.
store. We got a little Do Good basket for you, man. It's got the swell water bottles in it. It's got some good coffee,
yum,
man.
some
Look at-
coffee,
Chocolate.
chocolate for me.
Oh, yeah, man, that's some good stuff right here, man. So we just want you to know that we're very, very honored that you'd be with us here to celebrate. And
Thank you
also,
so much.
Thank you.
we have something very special. Now, this is very unique, okay? I want you to put your hands together because we have searched all over Louisiana and found the only ukulele group that is here in this state, and they are here this morning. Ukulele Gumbo, y'all come on out here. Now, this is going to be special now because this group right here, they obviously have your Hawaiian vibe because they got the ukuleles. But this is an original song they've written, and it's all about Louisiana. So they're combining both of these cultures. So you have Louisiana and, of course, this Hawaiian culture. And this is just a simple gift to you. So Ukulele Gumbo, y'all take it away.
Woo.
Louisiana, just for me. So listen to my song. We are the folks who get along. People come and say to me, Louisiana is heavenly. Louisiana is a place for you and me. Louisiana for all to see. That is where I'll always be. Louisiana, heavenly.
Yeah, come on, y'all. Give it up for them, y'all. Thank y'all so much. Hey, give it up for them, y'all. Give it up for them. Great job, man. How cool is that, right? Louisiana, ukuleles, man. What? This is crazy, man.
That was legit.
What's really cool, too, is now, again, y'all know this is our second service. So the first service, they did a song, and it was something about your dog. Now, your dogs are pretty special. I already saw it in the wedding video, right? But what's the name of your dog, and what's the deal with that?
Yeah, my dog Hanale. Her nickname's Hana. She was the star in Soul Surfer, and
Yeah.
you know, she's a wild one, but we love her.
They were supposed to be our flower girls, like carrying down, but man, they're too wild.
We had
They were
cute
going
little
nuts.
tutus to match our other flower girls, but it didn't work out.
Did the dog not? Yeah, they didn't want to wear it, did they? They were like, I ain't wearing
No,
that.
they started losing it as soon as we put it on, though.
I saw your mom like going, get over here, trying to keep the dog in check,
Oh yeah, it was like I was up there standing waiting for Bethany, and the old grandma dog walks down. She's like, so like the preacher's trying to give the sermon or get us
Right.
married, and he goes, you're like, get the dog out of here, come on.
Now let me ask you, with this new baby, are you nervous about that at all? I mean, you know how dogs are, man. Are you excited? What's all about? I mean, how many dogs do you have? 3 right now?
Yeah, we have like 2 dogs,
Right.
and kind of 3, but
Because they're like babies anyway. You got to take care of them. You got to do that. But then it's like next level, right?
yeah, the baby is gonna be a whole nother level. We might neglect the dogs for a little while.
Well, that's the reason I say that is that we just added a dog to our family first time, this year. So it was one of those things where it's like starting that whole process like, holy cow, I'd forgotten. I had dogs growing up, but I'd forgotten how crazy it is. So anyway, let me get back to this pregnancy thing real fast, too, because there was a little criticism out there, and I was kind of shocked when I looked it up because I didn't believe it, that you've been surfing while you're pregnant. Pretty significant surfing as well. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, surfing to me is like walking, so it's not really a big deal.
Right.
But yeah, I've been surfing through my pregnancy, and before we knew I was pregnant, I was surfing chopu, which is a really gnarly wave in Tahiti. And
Yeah,
that
I think
was,
we have some of those pictures.
that was really early on. And yeah,
Pregnant in that one too.
I'm not too worried about baby because I think if I'm not feeling any pain, the baby's fine. And yeah, I've never felt like I put the baby or myself in
man.
danger. So.
Well, it's fit pregnancy too. What I admire about it is, man, you're out there getting it, man. You guys.
Yeah,
are-
I've approached my whole pregnancy kind of like live life normal until about 5 months, and then I started adjusting, like not running or like doing explosive jumping or
Right.
it's like harsh on your body.
Right, that's cool. Well, and then this whole schedule y'all been on, it's been a little tough being pregnant because, man, you're on tour, you're doing all these things, not to mention The Amazing Race. Anybody see him on The Amazing Race? Hashtag Soul Surfers, man, they were making it happen. Well,
Yeah, I
'cause it was
wasn't
crazy.
pregnant during The Amazing Race because that filmed last early summer, so it just played once I was pregnant.
Right.
So.
But it's still just the pace, man, of life. Y'all been busy all the way through, up and through, right?
Yeah,
that's
that
crazy.
scene you just saw, it's like Adam and I flipping pancakes in England, and we had to like run around this racetrack and do it in a certain amount of time, and we were pretty stoked. We nailed it. We just did it once, and then we were out of there.
That wasn't even the crazy one. I think the craziest one is we were in the Shetland Islands, and there's these crazy sheep. We had to herd through these pens and get them all penned up. And these sheep they didn't show this probably because of like animal rights activists, because the sheep were trying to get out of the pens and were like hang lining themselves against the fence. And like we're trying to corral these wild sheep
They were
out.
cray-cray.
Was it fun? Was it like in your idea, was that one of the most fun things you've ever done?
It was kind of stressful, but like fun. And like when we finished and finally finished the task of getting the sheep into the pen, we were like, yes, like so stoked. Let's get out of here.
Well, what's impressive now, how many watched The Amazing Race? Did y'all see him on The Amazing Race? Yeah, what was crazy is like everybody fights, but y'all didn't fight. Man, y'all were really cool. What was the story? How did you do it? Every couple wants to know.
Oh yeah, we were watching episodes of the race before we went into it, and we saw these couples just going at it, tearing each other's hair out and just bringing each other down. Like, hun, let's not be that couple, okay? Let's not do that. Let's go into this race, and whatever situation we face, we're gonna face it with love towards one another and kindness, and know that it's the race trying to bring us down.
Right.
And yeah. So that was our mentality going into it.
You guys were great at it, though. Were they not amazing? Seriously, you guys, most couples would not have survived that the way you did. You did a great job.
Trial by fire.
Yes,
That's
That's it. You're newly married, too. Now, let me throw up the picture of the cast, because on the cast, was there anybody in the cast that you're like, man, those were cool people, or that was someone fun to get to know or whatever? Bethany, anybody?
Yeah, we liked everyone on the cast pretty much, and all fun people to race with, and Some really good competitors in there too. It was like we kept us on our game, like gotta stay on top of things.
It's crazy because it's a pretty, y'all, that was all filmed in a month and you get all of that. I mean, it's just nonstop. Cameras follow you everywhere, right?
Oh yeah, the camera guys are the most active guys. Like props to them.
They're
but-
like running with these huge, heavy cameras and trying to keep up with us, and yeah.
It was really fun though. I think one of our favorite teams was the wrestlers. They were pretty
They were
hilarious.
so
if you
funny.
watched them,
We were
but-
just laughing like the whole time, and off camera they're like hilarious, and they would like kind of bicker with each other, but
That's what
They're
makes the show,
funny
man,
anyway.
right? That's what makes the show. Well, it's not only TV you're in, of course. Now, y'all know there's a little movie that just has come out not too long ago. Anybody seen Dolphin Tale? You know what I'm talking about, right? Now, if you have not seen it, if you've lived in a rock or lived in Kansas, let me go ahead and show you just a little clip because this is behind the scenes with the Dolphin Tale 2. Check this out.
When we shot the scenes, you could feel the extras that were the audience and all the actors just absolutely captivated.
She just becomes a mermaid underwater. That was priceless.
The underwater stuff, I mean, it's so great because literally they said, all right, Bethany, you're gonna do that, like right before. Like she never even practiced it. I'm like, oh boy. She did it perfectly. She's such a great swimmer and really a great person too.
I think I'll stick to surfing, but I feel really honored to be able to get out in the world and share my story and how I've overcome all that I've been through. And I cannot help but share that Jesus Christ is what really got me through and kept the smile on my face when some days were really rough, and just always gave me a reason to be thankful. I just feel really blessed to do my talent that God's given me and share that with others.
Yeah, give it up for Dolphin Tale 2, huh? Pretty cool. All right, I got to ask you an obvious question here, though. I mean, you're around all of these TV people and movie stars. I mean, are you starstruck ever? Or do you kind of like, man, you know, this gets me?
I did kind of get a little starstruck when we were on the set of Dolphin Tale 2. And I never get starstruck. I'm usually like, give them their space. Like, don't bother them. But Morgan Freeman was on the set of Dolphin Tale 2, and I totally found out. He like came up to me. He's like, hey, so do you still surf? And I looked at him and I was like, no. And like, that's what I do for a living. I'm a professional surfer. And I don't know what was going through my head. And I was like trying to correct myself, and my cheeks were probably like orange.
Well, look, dude, it's God. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's God. So, of course, you're going to be starstruck, right? But now, I got to be honest with you. I heard that about Morgan Freeman, which I'm telling you, dude, he's a cool guy, so that's pretty special. But we're a little offended because there was a big star in here that has a Louisiana connection. Let's see who that is. Yeah, it's Harry Connick, right? Louisiana people. You didn't mention Harry Connick, right?
Well, Harry was really cool, too.
Yeah, that's good. We'll tell him. Harry, you're cool, too, bro, wherever you are.
He was a nice guy.
Yeah,
it was
he
cool.
was.
That's awesome, man. It's pretty special, though, to get to be a part of all these. What was it like when you got that phone call? Because that was kind of unexpected, too, right?
Yeah, I got invited to be a part of Dolphin Tale 2, and I had seen the first movie and really liked it. I thought it was really cute and just a good positive message. And they told me I'd be swimming with the winter, and I was like, okay, I guess I could do acting for a few days, though I don't plan to become an actress or anything, but it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's crazy because did you ever think, I mean, you know, again, just as a kid, that this would be your life? I mean, because it is pretty amazing when you look at all that's happened that's going on. Just a simple surfing girl, and the next thing you know, man, your life is like, boom, exploded. What did you think? Did you ever think it'd be like this?
No way. I mean, growing up in Kauai, it's just a small little rock in the middle of the Pacific and simple life, and we take pleasure in going to the beach and just hanging out at the beach, and that's like our theme park. Surfing is our theme park, and so once I got thrown into this whole new world of just writing books and making movies and being a part of Dolphin Tale 2 sort of things, it's just so different and kind of amazing that God kind of gave me all these different opportunities, and ultimately my hope is to share his love with others and yeah, have fun while doing it.
Yeah, and what's amazing is that most people, you know, we're going through life, and when we see tragedy or something, you know, bad happen, we don't see it in that moment as something that is going to be good. But at 13 years old, something that was horrific really changed everything for you in your life. Take us back to, was it Halloween? I think that's right, on Halloween days when the accident happened.
Yeah, just like any other day, surfing with my best friend and her dad and brother. And one minute I have my whole future ahead of me, and then the next I'm fighting for my life. And I just look back on that day and realize that God kept me alive for a reason. And I also think on that day, and I think if I had to choose whether or not to lose my arm on my own, I would still just take life as it came. And it's just been such an amazing journey, and how God's been able to be my strength through the hardest of times, as He wants to be for all of us. And I think sometimes we underestimate how we can overcome different situations, and ultimately I believe God can be our strength and our rock.
Yeah. You know what's amazing is just as an outsider, y'all can give her a round of applause for that. It's pretty. As outsiders, we watch your life and we see all these things going on. I have a 13-year-old now, you know what I'm saying? I get this idea, and it's shocking to me to just see how you were able to bounce back and go. But did it, in the midst of all that tragedy and the trouble, did it change your outlook in any way towards surfing, towards life? What did it really do in those moments? Because you're pretty young.
Yeah, being 13, I absolutely loved surfing. It was way more than just a hobby. I woke up and first thing I thought about was I wonder how the waves are. I can't wait to go surf after school. And once I started homeschooling, I was wake up, go surf, and then do school.
Right.
And so when I lost my arm, I was felt like surfing was stripped away, and I didn't know, there was just so many unknowns and lack of just certainty of my future. But at the same time, I still had just this peace that I didn't know why I had such peace. And I think my mom kind of had the same thing. And prior to the shark attack, we had been praying and asking God to just guide my life. And I was doing so well with surfing, and you could kind of see that, she's going to become a great surfer and do really well with a career in the surfing world. But I knew that I wanted to be more than just surfing, more than just a surfer. So we had been praying this specific prayer, Lord, just use me and make me I want to be more than just a surfer. And I don't know what that looks like, but then next minute down the road, I'm my arm's gone and fighting for my life, and future feels like it's just upside down. But God knew what He was doing, and He knew that He would be there for me and strengthen me through all this, and strengthen my family, who was so supportive and encouraging. And I feel so blessed with how they were there for me. And I think as we all go through hard times, maybe you don't have a solid family, but there's people that love each and every one of us that want to encourage us through our hard times, to go to them and be real and talk to them. And I had my youth leader who was so encouraging too, and she reminded me of Jeremiah 29:11, for I know the plans that I have for you, says the Lord, plans of peace and not of evil, to give you a future and a hope. And this was just a breath of fresh air and a reminder that no, God has a future for me, and my hope is in Him, and it's not in myself, or it's not that I need to dwell on the fact that my arm's gone or different things like that, but to really just trust Him. And yeah.
You know what's amazing too, and it is unbelievable, because at a young age, you had that family support, you had that friend support, you obviously had that relationship with Christ was getting you through. But then what shocked me is that 3 weeks, roughly, after the accident, you're going right back at the water. I might have said, look, dude, I'm done. God, you can use me, but not in the water, but not you. You were I'm going right back in. Now, and probably been a while since you've seen this, but we have a little video clip. If you've never seen this, you're talking about a cute little girl getting out in the water, but watch how this unfolds, because this was the first time you got back in the water. We have video from that, so let's watch this.
So we swam out, my dad had his stance, he kicked out next to Bethany, and Basically, she didn't want any help.
I realized how hard it was going to be.
My first 2 waves, I tried to get up, and it was hard. It was definitely hard, and I was just trying to figure it out, and I couldn't do it, and it just kind of scared me because I thought I might not be able to do this. My dad offered help, and I was like, no, I gotta do this on my own. It was so special because it was like a rush, and even though it was like a small, tiny junk wave, it was like the rush was as good or even better than any like good wave I had gotten before.
Unbelievable, y'all. That's what I'm talking about. Pretty cool. I'm glad they videoed it. I mean, that's something pretty special, man, just to show who you are and what it was about. Now, who was asking the question? I think somebody asked you, did you pray? Did you pray?
Yeah.
That would be a good question. You might want to pray before we get in this again, right?
Yeah, I think it was my brother, and it was so just special to have all like my best girlfriends, my family there to support me. And yeah, my dad he like offered help to push me into a wave, and I was like, no, Dad, I gotta do it on my own. But he gave me a verbal tip of like, put your hand in the center of the board, and I popped up on my next wave and rode it all the way to the beach. And that was kind of the start of me surfing with one arm. And yeah, I guess to me, I was more scared of losing surfing than of sharks or whatever else people might think of.
I've attempted to surf. If you've never attempted to surf, it is not easy. I mean, it's really not. It's very, very complicated because it's balance oriented. You know what I'm saying? So when you lost your arm, I'm sure just learning that again, I mean, because you really have to push off. I mean, it helps because when you imagine if you push on the board on one side, it wants to go to the one side. So, I mean, that was a good tip. But it is not easy. Surfing in general is very, very tough.
Yeah, I mean, surfing with one arm, there's so many adjustments I had to make, like just being able to paddle, and then, you know, when you're out in the ocean, you have to like get underneath the waves and get out past the waves to where you take off, and then being able to catch the waves. And like my dad, he was really creative in coming up with a handle for my surfboard, because normally with two hands you can just grab the board and have a good hold, but with one hand it was kind of like awkward. So having the handle, I was able to grab the board and have a good hold, keep the board from hitting my face, and be able to push the board underneath and go out to the outside of the break.
Yeah, we'll try to have one of those surfboards out here before the end of the service. So whoever's got in the back, it'd be cool to see one of those, and we may even get you to sign it. You know what I'm saying? Get the little hookup on here.
But I think I signed them already.
Yeah, oh, did you? Oh, that's awesome. Well, here's the good news is we'll try to auction one of those off. So if anybody's interested in that, we'll give all the money to the charity, but that'll be pretty special. So look for that. Somebody bring it out here in a minute and at the end, and we'll show it. But let me ask you another question just in general about that time. Did you ever get mad at God? Was there a time in your life where you're like, man, I am really frustrated, or, you know, the inside of that in your head?
Yeah, I think like how I was raised in hearing the Bible and God's truths, you know, the Lord reminds us that there's going to be hard times in life. John 16:33, I have said these things to you, that in me you will have peace, but take heart, I have overcome the world. Or in me you will... What's the verse?
That's right. Yeah, you're solid on that. It's better than preacher, because I can't quote it.
Oh, yeah. I've said these things to give you peace.
Because in the world you will have tribulation, but take heart, I have overcome the world. And this is like, I think I knew that like life isn't perfect, and there's going to be hard times, and to just know the truths and promises of God, that Christ overcame the world for us. He overcame our sin and our temptations, and he brings us new life through his sacrifice. And that's what I clung to. I mean, even to this day, this is what my husband and I base our faith in Christ on, is what Jesus has done for us. And so, you know, I had down days and rough days, as we all do, but I also looked to what I just hoped in God and what he had for me, and I just kind of kept my hope in him and knew that he would have a future for my life.
Well, that's the reason I have you here today, is because there's a lot of people in here that have serious circumstances they're facing or whatever. And I'm telling you, just so that you know, when you lay your head down to sleep, Adam can whisper in your ear and tell you, you've inspired thousands, millions upon millions because of the way that you lived your life through that. And as outsiders, we just want to tell you thank you, because I know you've gotten angry, and we all get angry too. I think that's part of it. It's like, all right, God, he can handle that anger. You know, he can handle that frustration. But also, again, just the power to overcome, depending on Christ, to walk through that adversity and that difficulty. And Adam, it's probably with you the same way. It's just being a youth minister. You know, I mean, we've seen it. I was a youth minister for a long time. It's like there's so many people you come in contact with that need that hope and encouragement, man, because it's life, and life isn't easy. How do they get through? I mean, what did you tell them?
Definitely. I mean, doing ministry and now being with Bethany, we hear all sorts of stories of like broken families and jobs being laid off and all sorts of tragedies happening. And it's so disheartening, and it's really heavy to hear. And I mean, one of the great things that I've learned is just, you know, we're not alone in these struggles. We may feel alone and isolated, and like we got to deal with them on our own. I mean, first and foremost, you know, Christ is there for us, but I think he has put people in our lives that are here to love you and support you, and, you know, people like Justin in the community and other people who they can say, you know, I've gone through that situation. I know what you're feeling. Like, I can give you some wisdom, and I can be here for you to support you through that. I think that's essential.
And that's why I'm so glad you're here today, and that's why I appreciate you guys taking the time, because I want you to know, I mean, we're not celebrities, and this is what I love about them. Very humble, man. They're just down-to-earth people. But our hope is, both all of us on this stage, everybody that's involved in this, is to give you encouragement, to give you strength, to remind you you're not alone and that you are going to make it. That Jeremiah 29:11 is for you, just like it was for her, just like it was for me. My mama read it to me a lot, man. Wrote it on my mirror, handed me gifts. And the same thing is, we will overcome, man. It's just one of those processes of trusting him in the midst of when it doesn't look like it's going to make sense. So hang in there, man. Whoever you are, you're going through it, man. Job loss, particularly right now, man, just hang in there. Let me shift gears a little bit and just talk about the movie your husband never saw. That would be Soul Surfer. You know what I'm saying? The Kansas. I don't think they had that out there. But let me just bring it back to you and ask about, the theme was overcoming over and over. That was kind of the idea of it. Millions of people have watched it. But if you have not seen it, I want you to see a clip, and then we're going to talk about it, because there's some interesting things in there that many people may miss. So let's watch this, and we'll come right back. Yeah, how many saw that movie right there, huh? You know what I'm talking about? Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Now, let me just say, was it pretty accurate?
Yeah, overall, my family and I were really happy with how Soul Surfer turned out. And, like, I think taking a true story, it's really hard for Hollywood in general to kind of keep true to it. But thankfully, my family and I were able to be very involved throughout the process of making it. And yeah, it's just amazing to see how sharing our story in kind of a different way, because it's a Hollywood version of our story. But it's been cool to see the outreach it's had.
When did you watch the movie? Be honest, bro. This ain't fronting. I'm just asking. All right, when did you see the movie?
It looks pretty good.
We got a copy in the back, bro. I'll give it a sign. I'm going to hook you up, man. Just because we're buddies. We're bros. I'm going to hook you up.
I've seen some snippets here and there.
That ain't right. Sorry, my bad. That's youth pastors. We'll be all right. All right. Let me ask you something else. In the midst of all of that, you know, you're making the film and all that, was there anything pretty cool behind the scenes? I mean, you had Carrie Underwood, which, I mean, that's pretty cool, man. I mean, you had Helen Hunt. I mean, Dennis Quaid. Was there anything that was really cool about that was behind the scenes?
Yeah, I mean, my mom and dad were pretty happy about Helen Hunt and Dennis Quaid playing them.
Yeah, if you can pick somebody to play you, that's pretty good.
They'll do. But yeah, being on set was a lot of fun. My whole family was involved. My brother Timmy was a camera assistant, so he was on set like for each filming of every scene every day. And my brother and sister-in-law were co-producers, so they were like there to kind of make sure everything's not like weird things slipping by through the producers. And I got to do a lot of my own stunt surfing, which was awesome. And basically, once Bethany loses her arm, most of that is me. And what else was kind of fun? Yeah, I don't know. We just had
I like the church scene that you walked in on one day.
Oh yeah, so I would go and pop on set every now and then. I usually wouldn't last more than an hour because they would spend like over an hour on one scene, so I'd get really bored. But we walk up and they're filming the church scene that is kind of at the intro of Soul Surfer, and it literally looked like everyone was at the funeral. And I was like, oh no, this is awful. So I like walked in there. I was like, come on, people, at least if you don't love Jesus, at least pretend you do. And
act, right? Yeah.
And I like told the director to like, come on, let's make sure everyone's like at least liven up, because I loved going to church. I still do. And to me, it's not a funeral setting. It's like a celebration. And so
that's cool.
Yeah. I was glad I could like give a little input here and there too.
I mean, it is cool just because there's not many people have a movie made about your life. So I mean, it's got to be weird watching all that too.
Oh
right?
yeah, it's so weird. And I remember the first time we talked with the director, and I love the director. He's a great guy, and he was like, "Yeah, if there's anyone you want to play you, let us know." So we actually suggested Anna Sophia Robb, and she ended up getting the part, and still good friends today. And so that was kind of fun to like pick someone to play me, though it's kind of weird at the same time.
Yeah, if you hadn't seen it, go rent it, man. Get it out there. Go watch it. It is really, really cool. Now let me switch gears again on you, because another thing that a lot of celebrities were doing that we really didn't talk about before, but I'll kind of put it up, is I Am Second. I mean, you've seen the testimonies and the whole thing. And I mean, that's another in front of the camera opportunity to talk about Jesus, to spread the gospel. Not only is it major motion pictures, not only is it television, here's another great venue because it's internet, there's all these different things. Tell us a little bit about I Am Second. How'd you get involved with that and what was that about?
Yeah, I remember being invited to film that I Am Second video, and I love the concept of it. And, I think as we go through life, you kind of like get to a point of realizing how selfish we can be at times, and the video, or their heart behind their ministry is kind of reminding people that like, hey, God is first, and he's first for a reason, because when he is first in our lives, and that life is so much better, and he has so much more to offer than this world and ourselves and our selfishness. Yeah. And so it was fun to share that and kind of share my testimony through the I Am Second.
Yeah, it's great, man. If you've not seen it, go watch that because it's another great testimony.
Yeah, there's
great
a
example.
lot of other like athletes and celebrities.
And you can use it like in your FCAs or in your small groups or whatever. A lot of people are using those little clips and stuff and then talking about it. It's another great resource on that. The other thing is I just want to ask you a little bit about your book, because we're getting close to wrapping up, but there's a pretty cool thing, because I have a 13-year-old. I also have a little 9-year-old daughter. I have 2 daughters and a son in the middle. But in the midst of all of that, there's a lot of talk about just body image and struggle with body image and health and all that stuff. So this book that you put out, Body and Soul, it's about that, right? What was the driving force of why you wrote this book?
Yeah, so writing in Body and Soul was so exciting, and I loved coming out with this book because the whole subject of body and soul is such a great passion of mine, and it's all kind of focusing on health and nutrition, and also encouraging girls in their faith in like a friendly, easy to understand way. And I think in our culture nowadays, there's so many, you watch TV and it's like the media is constantly bombarding women and young girls, and to be specific, that they have to be a certain way to be beautiful. And to me, I look at each girl that I come across throughout life, and I see them as beautiful as they are. And I love to wake up each day feeling healthy and confident and being able to surf better on my surfboard. And so that's my approach to health, is like choosing to like eat healthy and exercise. And I love getting together with my girlfriends. And so I'm like, throughout the book, I'm kind of sharing like easy, fun tips for girls to figure out how to get healthier, and not like make them feel that they have to be a certain way to be.
What's so special about it, you're exactly right, is it's not just the book, too, is Friends of Bethany is another great example of that. If you don't know anything about that, I want to show you a clip, but I want to talk a little bit about that when we get done with it, because it's another way to remind people of their beauty. Watch this. Yeah, give it up for that right there, man. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's so much fun. The retreat is one of my highlights of the year, just being able to hang out with a small group of girls and just be girls together and encourage them in their faith and help them.
Yeah, most of them have lost a limb of some kind or some kind of adversity, and
Yeah.
they struggle with their self-worth, I'm sure, their beauty. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, some of the girls there were fresh amputees. Like within 6 months, they had lost their limb, and some had been born without a limb, and so all these differences. And we also had a lot of amazing leaders besides myself there. A girl named Lauren Scruggs and Lisa Curley, and my youth leader Sarah Hill, and all these women coming together just to encourage these young group of girls. And
really
on
cool.
top of that, we've also been doing some youth outreaches and kind of broadening our outreach.
it's awesome, man. That's awesome. Do you appreciate that? Not just all about you, man, helping other people. That's really, really cool, man. One last question, and then we'll wrap it up. And then again, I just want you to get a chance to talk to them. But if someone walked in here facing adversity or tragedy or difficulty, any advice for them, closing advice like, hey, man, this is what I'd want to tell you if you walked in here struggling?
Yeah, I think just know that you are loved by God, and He has an even more fulfilling life than this world and than our struggles, and that He wants to be a part of it.
And let me tell you something. In just a couple of seconds, I want to give you that opportunity. But before we do that, would you give them a round of applause for them coming today, right? Great job, man. Great job. Adam, thanks, bro. Oh, you're welcome, man. Honored. Thank you, honey.
Thank you.
All right. Yeah, give her one more applause. This is your chance. Take a picture, right?